Well, good evening. It's Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom. And tonight I'm talking about inspirational instinct. And something I've come into just in the last couple days is we all have inspirational instinct, but we listen to our memory mind. And that is where we become locked in yesterday. We live a continuous now when we get into the instinct of inspiration, because the instinct of inspiration is the imagination, innovation, and inspiration of ourselves, and it shows us our talents and our gifts to the world. And that is something we all encompass, is a gift to expand the world. And that is something that we've always been hid from us, because we were taught we had to be servants rather than being servants, serve the world. And our talents, our wisdom, our innovation, imagination, that's what we serve the world. And we get caught up in trying to stay the same. And we try to think our way through life rather than feel our way through life. Because if you can feel the inspiration, you can get your thoughts, your thinking, but more importantly, you can get your emotions expanding your life and energizing that wisdom to move yourself forward. This is something I wrote today, and it really kind of opens this up to understand what inspirational instincts are about. And what inspirational instincts do is, I now understand my inspirational instinct unlinks my thinking, undoes my know-it-all stall, and installing my gut gall task. How is my inspirational instinct, natural imagination, intuition, innovation, and my natural gift to the world? I optimize my inspirational instinct, allows me to feel my unique utopian wisdom flow from within me to allow an avenue to new age numen acumen. And numen is a spiritual leader. And numen acumen, instinctual inspiration is detached dreamer's dare to allow my frontiersman fervor, unlock my pioneering spirit, opening my enterprising eyes to see my life as a cowboy up adventure. Allows me to stop thinking I'm perfect, to realize life is a mess for me to expand through, opening my trails of triumph. Life is to be experienced, enjoyed, embraced through appreciating all people and my life events now and forevermore. And that is something I'm really expanding into, is the appreciation of people. People are a metaphor and a tutor for me to expand through life. But as I begin this path of life, this life expanding path, I was caught up in change, heal, create, and everything. Means I'm on this spiritual path. Everybody should listen to me because I know anything. That's the biggest crock of crap that I ever thought in my life. Really, what it opens me up to is to listen to other people and the world, because to be a leader, you listen every day. Every day, adventuring, daring, enterprising resolve to evolve through me into the world. Because as I open up to this, life becomes an inspirational instinct for me to really link my dreams, desires, and my everyday life to be on the same path. And it's a path of prosperity and peace. And I'm just beginning. In 20 years, it's taken me to understand peace is the prosperity of life. So as I open up to this peace and prosperity, I really start to unhook the books that have taught me that I must know everything. I must be the smartest man in the room. And the smartest man in any room or woman is the best listener. Do I have a long way to go? Yes, I do. But that is the fun of life. It took me a long time to get here, but there's other things going to happen in your life that'll open this up. And something I've really had to admit to myself is when I never listened to what I was to somebody, I always got the biggest learning lesson in my life. And then I had to eat humble pie, and I've ate a ton of it, trust me. And when you unlock the inspiration, and inspiration overcomes the thinking, and inspiration is above that, and you get a dialogue of enterprise, energize, and experience and expand. It allows that communication between your higher self, your subconscious, and your conscious to move your life forward. The lack of communication in the world is the inner communication that we have it, but we're afraid of it, because the biggest fear we have is what we know and what other people know, and we're afraid to express our dreams and our desires to the world because the public is waiting to ridicule you, and ridicule comes from fools that are afraid. So when you unhook the books and look internally and feel the inspirational instinct, you ignite a new light of wisdom to come from within you. And wisdom will take you further in life than all the knowledge in the world, because knowledge is what you know. Wisdom is what you've never experienced. And it's being willing to be out in it's called the Terra Incognita, and that's the land of the unknown. And right now, this country, this world is in the land of unknown, but yet we're trying to use what we already know to move forward. And the talent that people encompass that they've never discovered is unbelievably great. So when you want the difference between the great and normal people, or the CEOs and stuff, the great people understand there's more to life than what they've learned in a school book. The wisdom of people is where the inspirational instinct is. When you can unthink the stink of your overthink, you expand out of your current way of life. And our current way of life was what everybody else wanted us to know and wanted us to do and wanted us to experience. So when you unhook that and get out into the Terra Incognita innovation within yourself, how unlimited do you feel when you feel the Terra Incognita tenacity unleashed within yourself? Because the wisdom, the innovation, and the talent of the world is inside everybody here. The sooner we unhook the politics of life, we open up the prosperity of life, because we start communicating our talents to the world. We're never sent to this world to work for other people and show them our talents, because I see that every day. People show people their talents to make other people money, yet the same people encompass the talent and the grace to embrace their innate instincts of innovative, natural, trend-setting revelations to expand themselves. Life becomes a new event every time you detach what you already know. And the thing is, we all want to be somewhere, but we don't know where, because we're afraid to look inside, in here, where all the grit, get, and go resides. People have more talent than we'll ever know, and we use like 1/1000th of our brain. It's really about unstaining the pain from yesterday, opening up to the continuous now to naturally optimize wealth. And wealth is just the pleasure and the treasures of life that the world is ready for you to experience. So what is the treasures and the wealth and the pleasures you desire to experience? And see, there's a word some people think is bad, is desire. But when you have the desire, you have the fire to feel internal, rebellious, enterprising wisdom. And see, so everybody's dream is going to be weird, wacky, and crazy and rebellious to the world. But it takes weird, wacky, rebellious, and crazy to expand the world. If it wasn't for weird, wacky, crazy, rebellious people would we have the United States of America today? Probably not. But see, that's where the resolve of people comes in. It's trusting the inspiration that you have inside you. And when you stop thinking and start feeling the inspiration to listen to an innovative talent of that inspiration and trust your abilities to step out into the dance floor of your success. Am I there? No. But am I willing to experience and step up to the steps and take each step to the dance floor? Yes, I am. The only one that will allow me to soar is me. Everything else in the world is going to try to keep me inside their limitations. This is something that I've really opened up to. We live to our limitations. We stay in the cozy zone of our limitations, and that's everything we know. Life is to be experienced is above the knowing mind. It's up into the inspirational instinct within us. And when you can unstinct the think and feel that internal new kinetic energy, you will open up to the expansionism of inside me, I see me free, to instantly soar, majestically maturing, to infiltrate and initiate my dreams, talents, and everything I desire. But it's really being willing to let go and detach from the pain of life. Because life is going to be a mess. I don't care how much you try to control it. I don't think how much you try to take charge of it. The more you control it, the more cactus patches you're going to walk into. And life is like a bowl of jello in your hand. Put a cup of jello right there and just let it, and nothing will happen. But as soon as you squeeze it and try to control it, what happens? It goes all over. And that mirrors life. Life is a mess, but we're here to be the magicians, to energize the sassy sapience within us to expand us out of it. The world has been waiting for people to be the innovators to move us out of this since the beginning of time, because we live the beginning of time, even though we don't want to admit we do, but we live in the same perils as our ancestors. We just have more modern conveniences and we can get to places faster. But in overall, if you look at the undercurrent of the world, we still live in the hate, the disgust, and the jealousy of each other. And that's something else I had to expand out of, is selfish jealousy. Boy, if somebody would have said I was going to say that a year ago, I'd have said no. But the more you detach and are willing to address the selfish jealousy within us that we try to hide, you address it, you confess it, you bless it, and express it to the world to allow other people to expand their life. Life is about expansion, not about change. It's not about anything. When you say the word expansion, what do you feel? I feel a vertical rise. And that is what an action visionary vocabulary does. See, I have unhooked forgiveness, change, heal, create, transformation. All the not words are gone from my life. When I write to excite my dreamers dare, to show my debonair flair, to feel lively, athletic, internal, rebellious resolve to evolve. And that is when we open up to our evolving energies. We'll detach from all the hurt and pain we've tried to hide from the world. The world is a challenge to culminate harmony and expand people to understand, to open up their inner self. Because the more you look into the external world for your challenges, the more you're caught up in yesterday. And it's taken me a long time, and I still have a long ways to go. But the last 4 months, I'm starting to learn that the world is inaudible, invincible, inspiration, and It's just allowing me to listen to the innermost me. And as you listen to the innermost me, because I talk a lot in first person, but if you say I listen to the innermost me, you majestically expand to hear the unknown, the unseen, and the unexplainable and unfathomable. Because the communication from everywhere is free to flow through you and out to the world, because we're all here to be the tutors and the students of our own lives. But we are our teacher of our lives, but we're also a tutor to other people. And the more you allow yourself to let go and get out of everything we've been taught, or you taught yourself, because everything you learned, you basically taught yourself. And I know I latched on to everything I taught myself because I had to be right. And that's a blighted night. That's a darkness that you'll never get away from until you hear the light of other people. And the light is luring, internal, galvanizing harmony to expand everybody else. We're here to communicate with each other. And that is something I've opened up to really in the last 4 months since I went to Arizona and come back. But it's really about the internal innovation, the inspirational instinct to unthink on your own self. Because the vilifying villain that's inside you is the one that is stealing your dreams. And I am my own dream stealer. Nobody else has ever done nothing to it. I'm the only one that can steal my dreams. I'm the only one that can do anything to me. And that is something that is very freeing, because you open up to understand, if I'm the only one that can do it, that means I am the one that can open new enterprising wisdom to really step forth and show the world that it's okay to be who you are, and it's okay to be unique. Because when you express your dreams and your desires and your innermost inspirations to the world, that's going to be weird and crazy to them, and they are going to make fun of you. But as long as they're making fun of you, that means your life is better than their life, and they're a little jealous of your life. And that's okay. Jealousy gets you nowhere. But really opening up to appreciate everything is a value that you'll always feel every time. And something else I'll learn, and I'll share this. When you read a book, don't read to know it. Don't read to think it. Read to feel it expands you internally. And how does that book expand, energize your dreams, your desires, your accomplished outcomes? And see something else. Let go of goals and say, I experienced this accomplished outcome, and outline that accomplished outcome in detail. And the reason for an outline instead of a plan, plans you're attached to, outlines you're free to maneuver through it and expand beyond it. And I want to thank everybody for being on here tonight. I enjoy doing this, and I thank you all for being here. And I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom. I am a hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner, dream sculptor, published author, and I also have a DVD called Visionary Vocabulary. And everything I speak on this, and everything I coach, is something I've expanded my life with. And I understand one thing, and I'm proud of this: if it'll expand hard-headed me, everybody else gets a walk in the park. It's easy for them. Thank you, and good night. And my website is mycowboywisdom.com. My books are available at amazon.com/author/Robert A. Wilson. And it's also on How Did I Teach Myself Fear? Because that's the only one that can teach you fear is you. Anyway, good night, and thank you all for being here.